Good evening, ladies and gentlemen in the audience. It's me, coming at you directly from hell, as I was recently shot and killed in a violent bank heist. So while I'm sitting here in eternal damnation, I am playing a little known game called Dark Souls, which is the only game available here. Fortunately, I am a perfect specimen with many friends, so I have completed the entire game multiple times during my stay. Because of this, I would like to share my tips and tricks on how to master Dark Souls in just 3 minutes. So sit back and alienate yourself from your family and friends, while I help you improve your life. 1. Be yourself. No one can complete Dark Souls alone, so you need to find a perfect partner you can summon to help you in your adventures. Because of this, it's important to improve your social skills in order to charm a potential partner. To do this, design your character to look like you, because you don't want to come across as a fake. Of course, this only applies to beautiful people. If you happen to have a head that is too big, or you have very small feet, you can always do some nice adjustments to lure your future loved one into an unhappy marriage. You should also come up with some funny anecdotes or a long and passionate speech, just to be sure. 2. Basic combat training. Now that you are a social champion, it's time to work on your combat skills. This will depend on what class you choose. If you are the type of person who plays as a human in World of Warcraft, or someone who always plays Soldier 76 because the other characters are too interesting, you should go for the warrior class. It is universally agreed upon that anyone who enjoys talking about the weather, or the people who talk about the label of the shirt that Greg wore at his brother's wedding, should pick this class. To prepare, you have to become a skilled swordsman. So in order to do this, you and Greg have to recreate the game of Dark Souls in real life. You can do this by lying to a Hollywood executive and say that you and Greg are planning to create a Dark Souls movie. They will be fooled and instantly give you all their money. Next, you have to hire some actors to play the undead cast of characters. You and Greg can now start slaughtering them one by one, as they will surely fight for their lives in order to survive your meaningless rampage. Once you have committed mass murder, run back to your PS4 before the police catch up with you. Next up, we have the mage class. This will be a bit trickier to practice for, since only a few people in real life possess magical powers. First, you need to find a person and burn them on a stake in order to summon the powers of the demon Dankankura Shamash. Once you have acquired these powers, it's time to practice by becoming a stage magician. Remember, you can now do all the tricks regular magicians do, but for real. After a couple of years of steady employment, quit your job in a violent manner and get ready to enter the world of Dark Souls. Those are all the classes in the game. Now that you have good friends and the skills required for the job, the game should be very easy. All you need to do is to hide behind your friend, while he sacrifices his life in order for you to live on. After a few dangerous events, you will now be able to enter the lair of the final boss. Luckily for you, it's just an old man playing the piano. It is here the story sets in, as you can choose to either kill the man in cold blood, or care for him while he slips further and further down the path of dementia, with you becoming his final source of support while the cold reality of his life sets in. Greg will then arrive, but the old man doesn't like him very much and shoots him with a gun, forcing you to contemplate your allegiances, and whether Greg really was such a good friend to begin with. I mean, he did sleep with my girlfriend that one time, and he once said he would show up to my birthday party, but got drunk in a taxi instead, while yelling out all my personal details, including my bank information. Perhaps Greg only used you in order to become more popular while you were forced to act as his funny-looking sidekick. Perhaps friendship as a concept doesn't exist at all. Perhaps everyone around you are only there because they see you as a little creature of convenience that is only there to refill their glasses of wine as they laugh at your misfortune. In summation, Dark Souls can be a challenging game, but with the tips and tricks you have learned today, you can finally be the alpha male in your neighborhood, and dethrone Greg as the coolest kid in town. Get a job, Greg.